Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and it's been a long day of reviewing, but we're finally here. It's finally time for me to talk about San Marino, everyone's favourite country, yours and mine, and honestly, I feel as though maybe not everyone, but certainly a lot of us in the community do owe San Marino an apology, because this year they will once again be represented by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Serhat Hacıpaşalıoğlu. Yes, I actually took the time to learn how to say that for once. And the song Say Na Na Na, which is presented fully in English, and 3 words, or more accurately numbers, in Turkish! And, well, according to my sources, music is by Olcayto Ahmet Tuysuz and lyrics by Nektarios Tirakis, which is the same team that wrote Serhat's previous entry, but Eurovision.tv says that it was just Serhat who wrote this song. Either way, as I said, it's Serhat again. We last saw him in 2016, and I feel as though the entire fandom kind of blew up hating on him in 2016, and I feel like we all owe him an apology, especially me. I do think that some of us acted rather childishly, myself included, but we try not to think about those days. Nevertheless, welcome back to the contest, Serhat, and thank you for being such a good sport about all of it. So, without further ado, let's dive into the review. Ooh, that rhymed. Well, I think to an extent everyone was a little bit worried when Serhat was first revealed to be returning for San Marino this year, but in hindsight, I think we were all a little bit too quick to judge. After all, 2016 was something of an anomalous year for San Marino, because they revealed their song, and then it was critically panned by basically everyone, and then they hastily scrambled to submit a new version of the song that people liked ironically. In this case, we've got something that was sincere and heartfelt from the get-go without having to be readjusted to meet expectations. This song didn't need to be mitigated in order to find its audience, and I think we should have expected that from the beginning. 2016 was the anomaly, not the norm, you know? Though, I think we can all be forgiven, at the very least, for not expecting the song in question to be dangerously close to one of those ASMR roleplay videos that you get where Funky Kong consoles you after a difficult breakup in a nightclub. And you know what? I'm weirdly down for that in song form, so let's just jump straight into the why, shall we? Well, first things first, let's get the obvious point out of the way. Some people, once again, are going to like this song ironically, either because it's San Marino, or because it's Serhat again, or because memes in general. Yeah, that's a bit of a disingenuous thing to do, but, I mean, let's be disingenuous right back. You can't vote ironically. If the status of the artist in question gets you to pick up the phone, then the points that result from that phone call don't care why you called. So it kind of works in San Marino's favour. There are no ironic points at Eurovision. For those of us who can look past the memes, meanwhile, we find a song with a truly strong and enjoyable beat. This is a genre that does encourage feeling good in general, and maybe, if you're up for it, a little bit of bopping along. It might not be as danceable in the traditional sense as, say, Switzerland or Cyprus or Spain, but it is still enough for you to really feel something, and the whole point of the song is to make you feel good, and for me at least, it succeeds there. For that matter, this song's message, and by extension its overall presentation, is genuinely heartwarming and wholesome. As far as this song is concerned, Serhat isn't just some superficial artist who's out there, he's not just some fake friend, he's a truly caring individual who wants to make the world a better place, one compassionate act of kindness at a time. I'm notorious for songs not really making me feel when they're supposed to, but this one goes straight to my heart. Yes, you funky madman, I will call you anytime. I won't forget your number. You're an absolute gift to mankind. And I may be hamming this up, but I'm not exaggerating. This song does make me feel things in my heart and soul. Also, in keeping with that character, but also in keeping with Serhat's actual IRL persona, because he is the biggest cinnamon roll, everything about this song seems to suggest that if you be hatin', Serhat don't care what you think. But not in a malicious way, not in a spiteful way. Rather, he and the song as a complete package, and so I would imagine Team San Marino as a whole, exude this air of, if you like it, come and party with us. If you don't like it, I'm sorry you feel that way, and we'll be happy to let you join us if you change your mind. Whether or not you like it ironically, Serhat performs it sincerely and with heart, and hearts is an anagram of Serhat as well, so yeah, that makes the whole package so much more credible. I can only salute his efforts. You might like it ironically, but he doesn't. He likes it sincerely, and he's performing it accordingly, and it shows. Nevertheless, it's not everyone's cup of espresso, and I respect that. I'm not going to delude myself into thinking that everyone loves this song. For one, while Serhat does deliver the song with sincerity, to some that can come across as just unabashed cheesiness, rather than charm or charisma or whatever positive equivalent. True, this sort of song isn't the most modern-day chart-friendly thing imaginable, but to his credit, it's certainly not as dated or off the mark as his previous Eurovision offerings, so it's not without merit, but that's not going to be good enough for some people's tastes. I recognise that, I admit that, I concede that. If you feel that way, that's valid. Similarly, Serhat has something of an iconic but gravelly texture to his voice that some people can find to be a bit off-putting, no matter the context, because, I mean, in the original version of I Didn't Know it was off the charts creepy, but some people don't like it no matter what, and it's not really something that can be helped, but then again, Serhat doesn't try to mask it, he absolutely owns it because it's a part of him and a part of his image, which means working it into his songs as a natural component, which means that it's not going to be hidden, which means that if you don't like it, you're going to be hearing an awful lot of it anyway. If you feel that way, again, don't feel bad. I think even Serhat is aware that he doesn't have the most universally palatable of vocal timbres. But even if you cast all of that to one side, there is also the minor thing of the song kind of only really having one verse. Like, to play it fast and loose, the structure is pretty much verse, pre-chorus, refrain, bridge, refrain. So, rondo form, as I recall? But that means you're hearing a lot of the same lyrics, a lot. Again, if you're not engaged by them, hearing them repeated that much isn't going to win you over all that much, and in fact, they might even lose some impact because they're recycled over the course of the song. I think it's a combination of the genre and the Eurovision time limit of 3 minutes, but whatever the reason, you could say it's missing some lyrics. But at least what we do have still gets the point across more than adequately, so it's not a totally fatal flaw, but it's a flaw nonetheless if you choose to view it that way. Now, converting my feelings into a number on a scale, oh, this is hard. I don't want to overhype this song just because it's San Marino, since I do have a reputation of being rather fond of little Sunmu, as I like to call them. Or just because it's Serhat. I don't want to get on board the meme train, but at the same time, I don't want to lowball my score just for the sake of overcompensating for that. I think, for how much I enjoy this song and how much I feel it, I'm going to give this song a 9 out of 10, and that has room to go up over time. Believe me when I say I'm not playing favourites here just because it's San Marino. I'm awarding what I think is a fair score to a song that genuinely made me feel something. Yeah, it's kind of throwaway, it's kind of unusual, it's certainly not the first song you'd think of if I were to say a Eurovision song that makes you feel, but for those 3 minutes, I genuinely feel like Serhat's making a connection with me, like he actually cares about me. I feel like, as a listener, I'm in the role of the truly beloved friend. I like this song unironically. As a juror, meanwhile, this is going to rub some people the wrong way massively, but I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. This song sets a goal for itself, to tell a heartfelt story about sincere, honest friendship, and while it might not touch absolutely everyone out there, I can confirm that it at least does still leave its mark. Additionally, I have to acknowledge that with this song, they nailed what they were going for in one single try, rather than having to backpedal and mitigate like in 2016. Realistically, the only thing holding it back, unabashed though it is that it's still of a genre that is a little bit passé, and thus hard for some people to connect to, delivered by a guy whose status as a meme within the Eurovision subculture limits some people's ability to take the song seriously from the beginning. Cringe if you want, but all things considered, this song isn't that bad, it's just a couple of minor things. But was calling Mr. Hacıpaşalıoğlu back a good call on San Marino's part? In all honesty, it's kind of a lateral move, but if you look a bit more closely, there is actually genius to it. 1 in 360 was an excellent step last year by itself. It was just a little shaky in its execution. Baby steps, it was new territory for San Marino. So in order to improve on the format, they needed time and money. And originally, they'd planned on putting it on pause for a year to build up the funds necessary to make the 2020 edition be a massive improvement over the 2018 edition. And then they found a sponsor to make that happen this year, and then that sponsor pulled out, so they went back to plan A. So to fill that time, they've gone back to an old trusted friend, Serhat, and given him a second try to smooth over the negative press his first attempt attracted, to try to score points through mimetic status and brand recognition, and to buy time to get their next big plan back on its feet. Clever stuff all around if you think about it. But will this be San Marino's second time in the grand final? Well, in 2016, I rather childishly made a bet that if Serhat qualified, I would eat a shoe, and by way of apology for then, I intend to honour that bet this year too. The thing is, I feel like Serhat could actually genuinely do it. I don't think this will win by any stretch of the imagination, but if Serhat was able to come 12th in his semi-final cold turkey with no prior support and a song that was only liked ironically, imagine his chances this year with an objectively better song, a recognised place and status within Eurovision history, and all the experience of his previous attempt. It's certainly not a guaranteed thing, and it could backfire gracefully, but you can't deny, the possibility is kind of there, bolstered by the fact that he did so well, so unexpectedly last time. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a crazy, deluded fool. What do you think? Do you feel the same way? As ever, comments, iCard, let me know. Do you like the song? Do you feel nothing? Do you dislike the song? Or what? Is there some other option I've not taken into consideration here? Well, I, for one, feel like one of Serhat's friends, and once again, I do apologise to Serhat for the way the fandom reacted the first time around, myself included. But this year, I think everything's all patched up, so yeah. To Serhat, and to his team, and to San Marino, I wish you the very best of luck when you get to Tel Aviv, because you genuinely might surprise us, and if that happens, I look forward to it. See you in May.